Yes, now we are live.
Hey, hi everyone, a warm welcome. If you can hear us, please type yes in the chat.
Yes, Akansha, I can see us live on my channel.
Yes, now we are live.
I can see that.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Okay, so a very warm welcome from all of us, from Akansha, Pradnya, and Pallavi to this live on spiritual awakening. Today, we are going to share our experiences of spiritual awakening, really raw and unfiltered stories, what we have gone through, and what we can do to come out of the challenges that we face. So I'll just briefly introduce myself. I am Akansha, and you might have seen me on my podcast, Multidimensional Soul Podcast. And I was guided to do it in the beginning of the year. So I have been doing it, and I feel very fortunate to have amazing guests on my podcast. And my soul sisters, Pradnya and Pallavi, have been there on my podcast. I am a US National Board certified health and wellness coach, a Chopra certified total well-being coach, health and meditation teacher, and I'm positive intelligence coach. I have extensive corporate experience of 21 plus years. I've done MBA from one of the top B schools in India. I'm doing education psychology PhD, and I'm a best-selling author. I wrote one book in 30 days with downloads from my son who crossed over in 2020. And I will talk more about it later. And that book has become bestseller. And I'm, of course, a podcaster and I love doing these interviews. So that is a little bit about me. Pradnya, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, hi everyone. Most of those who are watching us on my channel, I also want to let all of you know that we are broadcasting this stream also on Akansha's channel. So I think there are both these channels who are viewing this live broadcast right now. So because of that, I'm kind of introducing myself. All those who have not spoken to me or seen my videos, my name is Pradnya. I have been on my spiritual journey for almost 30 years now, and my major awakening happened in 2011. I cater to people who are going through a twin flame experience, that is spiritual relationship, if anybody who doesn't know who twin flames are. And I have been paving my way forward in my spiritual journey as well as my soul calling in that specific topic for now. I don't know what lies ahead in the next few years in my life, but that is what I do. I did my master's from IIT Bombay in visual communication design. I have been a very ambitious person in terms of conventional metrics before my awakening. I worked in IT industry. I worked in film industry. I came to Dubai. I worked in advertising agencies and publishing industry for almost like the whole overall experience has been 20 years. But after my spiritual awakening, everything is behind, and I'm completely on my spiritual path. And there is so much which obviously I will share as this video goes along. And I have this wonderful another soul sister which I want to talk about. That's Pallavi, and of course she needs to introduce herself. So Pallavi, to you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Pradnya. And welcome to all the people who are watching us and will watch after this, because this is something we have started newly with a very big thought and a purpose, which you will come to know through whatever we are going to share today. So let me introduce myself. I'm Master Pallavi, and last 20 years I'm into this path of meditation and spirituality. I have been guided by Brahmarshi Subhash Patriji, and I'm a part of his organization, PSSM. I have also founded my own publishing house called MB Publishing House, as well as the Soul Network is my another venture to spread the wisdom, whatever I got from my guru. So I have been more talking about meditation and the spiritual part of everything because that is what's transformed my life. And I speak and more refer to speak through the self experience because if I have something and achieved something, so I get more passionate to share the same with the people. And this is what I love to do entire my life and change the vibration of earth, whatever my contribution is. So this is what I can say, and guiding people as an ascension guide, and also a author for the book of Conversation with Mahavatar Babaji. I have been also guided by another very energetic higher entity called Mahavatar Babaji. So these two are my gurus on this journey who keep guiding me and keep doing whatever they want me to do it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So, Pallavi, can you share about your awakening experience? How was your journey?
Actually, awakening, I feel, is very familiar nowadays in a society. And many people, even if they are not it spiritual, but they start using even this word, it might be in the form of business or anywhere they work. But what I want to say today's through this today's live is that awakening is something very spiritual. It can bring changes into your business or any material matter, but this is a spiritual process. First, I want people to know that this is a spiritual process. Awakening itself is a very spiritual word because there are many people who are religious and they think that, oh, I'm awakened. But I want those people to really listen us today and understand the true meaning of spirituality and how we three of us have evolved so that they can really understand what is happening with them. So my awakening happened when I was in my teenage, and I think that is a period in everyone's life where we're very confused, don't know about the path, and especially I was very stuck with the fact that uh, I started feeling dead around me because I could not see life. I used to, my awakening started with the thought process that why I'm here for, all WH questions for the soul, that what is my purpose, what I am doing, why I'm different, and everything about it. But I could not understand the way where to go. And when I did my first meditation, I can also recommend the viewers that you can watch Spiritual Reality, The Power of Meditation, which is available on YouTube. It's an animated video where the how to do meditation and entire thing is taught. So I watched the same video, but I was not serious enough to really implement that. But after some time, I thought, okay, let me try meditation. And when I sat for first time in my life for meditation, doing this simple process, even taught by Buddha and more promoted in the modern time by Patriji, is Anapanasati. And when I did that, I could see my own soul coming out of my body and standing in front of me. So that was something very shaking and very eye-opening for me, which never happened before. And I feel that was my moment of awakening because when you know that you are a soul and you encounter that first, I think that is where you get into awakening about your soul reality. So awakening happened, and that day onwards, I started taking meditation very seriously and started even finding the like-minded people who are on this path. So this is how my journey started with awakening. So what is your experience, Pradnya, about this line?
Thank you, Pallavi, for your experience. And when you were sharing this particular thing that you were meditating and somehow your soul stood in front of you, and that was kind of a moment for you, for your awakening. I was kind of thinking, because I think awakening would happen in a different way in different people, right? So for me, it's pretty much opposite of yours. Like, my awakening also started very much in my teenage, but it has been very slow thing, very slow. So I never had that profound moment that you're talking of, that, okay, this is the moment where everything got clear. It has been very slow, as a very organic process, where I did not even realize that I'm realizing certain things very slowly. When I stood at a certain point in my life, and when I started looking back, then I realized that, oh, I have been going through so much of a journey, and there is so much realization that I have been realizing so slowly. But I could only realize that after I stood at a certain point. So I think that could be a major difference between what you shared with my experience, that I was always a spiritual person. I always had that spiritual inclination. I definitely seek different masters. Like Santa Jnaneshwar used to be my first guide, I would say. Like, I had his picture on my wall. And so many signs I used to get from his picture. And I didn't know that this is some guidance coming to me. I had even seen lights around his pictures and stuff like that. But that time I was feeling that, okay, it's just my imagination or something like that. But now when I look back, I realize that no, it was some phenomena that was definitely happening at that time. So my masters changed as I started growing. So at first it was Sant Jnaneshwar, then it was Sant Ramdas. According to whatever I wanted to know at specific junctures of my life, I kind of, those gurus started coming in front of me. So unlike you, I never had a physical guru to guide me, but I think many different ascended masters kind of took their own time to enter in my life for a specific period, and say something or reveal something, and then they would go, and then there will be somebody else at another juncture that shows up and something happens. So that has been pretty interesting. But the final nail in my journey, that yes, I'm like completely fully aware and awake of what is happening, and not any more dabbling into darkness, that truly happened in 2011. So since 1990 to 2011, I was obviously going through a journey, but 2011 was a very clear picture in front of me that, okay, I am on some sort of a journey, and it's spiritual, and it's about my spiritual awakening. And that happened because I met somebody at the age of 14 who kind of changed my life, as I'm specifically talking to twin flame community. That whole awakening happened because I met my twin flame, and that person kind of ignited that whole awakening process in me. So that's my experience of awakening. Of course, we can keep speaking about it for many days, but yeah, that's what I wanted to share. And before I ask a question to Akansha, I definitely want to put this forward to the people who are watching things on my channel, that a lot of people are asking me right now a lot of twin flame questions on this live. And I want to tell them that you need to learn to seek spiritual wisdom apart from the labeled twin flame. Okay, that is one area or one sector of your life, and you will get all the answers to your questions. But when we all three of making this effort to put our awakening knowledge only from the perspective of your spiritual understanding and evolution, it is definitely going to help you in every area of your life, including your twin flame journey. So somehow you need to learn to detach yourself from your twin flame questions and understand how other people have been going through spiritual awakening and how they have tackled in their journeys. So please pay attention to what these two ladies, wonderful ladies who have gone through their spiritual awakening in a very keen manner, because you never know what answer or what click you will have when they are sharing their stories. Yeah. So, Akansha, I want to ask you the same question, because I am sure that your awakening experience has been completely different than me and Pallavi.
Yeah, thank you, Pradnya. And I completely agree with you in terms of twin flame labels. and being open to overall spiritual journey. And I can speak from my experience. I am also on a twin flame path. And before the reunion happens physically or even otherwise, there has to be a reunion of masculine and feminine within. So you have to work on yourself first all the time before anything happens on a twin flame journey. So yes, as far as my experiences go, I like to say this, or rather, it has been my experience that I have lived many lifetimes in this one lifetime. I have gone through so many dark nights, and kind of I had to rise from the ashes, literally like a phoenix, and put myself together again and again. So I have had a difficult childhood. I lost my mother very early, at 11 years of age. So I started asking existential questions right from there, and we were taught meditation in our school. So, and our my upbringing has been religious. So I kind of started doing that, but in 12th standard, after 12th, I read Ayn Rand, and it was very influential, so much influential that I joined architecture after reading Fountainhead, and became an atheist. So for a few years I was atheist, before I realized that her core philosophy is completely opposite of spiritual principles. She values the ego the most. And then I realized that her philosophy doesn't explain everything in the universe. And I switched back to spiritual path. After that, I was a spiritual teacher for many years, along with my corporate career. And I have had many profound experiences, like experiencing witness consciousness, or experiencing being love, uh, not being in love, being love, and like that unity consciousness. So I have had many profound experiences, and I was doing that in 2018. In 2016, I ended my marriage, which was again a difficult path for me. In 2018, I quit my corporate job and started my own venture. At that time, it was my calling. So whenever my calling changed, I changed my career, and it has been a part of my spiritual journey as well. So I can't say that my professional life is like completely different from my personal life or spiritual life, because my calling, as I went on acting on my calling and following my calling. In 2020, my 17-year-old kid crossed over, and it was, as a mother, of course, it was a big trauma, and it has been a big trauma for me. I have worked a lot on healing myself, because um, as a mother, of course, you feel that 24/7 you see your kid and suddenly he is no longer there. But so a lot of things happened. I couldn't sleep properly for 6 months. And I took a lot of help. I took a lot of help in terms of seeking teachers, coaches, healers, and I kept on working myself. At the same time, I have been fortunate and blessed that my son is connected with me, and he started connecting with me immediately after he crossed over. And I also did astral travel with him to his higher realm. He's in a higher realm. And he guides me. So I started accessing higher realms after he crossed over. And through his guidance only, I wrote the book, The Untold Legend, Rise of a Mother. And it is about motherhood, but at the same time, it is about how you can break lineage patterns and awakening. Everything is there in that. And that book title also, actually, he had started writing the book, so I have taken that title from his title as such. So that I wrote last year in 30 days. And I would say that even though I have gone through so many things in life, and like I say, I have had so many lifetimes in this life. My radical awakening was after my son crossed over. And at that time, I really understood what is it to be multidimensional, because I have seen myself as a multidimensional being. And I understood the different realms. I understood what are soul contracts. And I understood a lot of things in depth, which is like a very, very precious and profound knowledge, which I would say that I experience, because spirituality is experiential. And I experienced it after my radical awakening that happened in after my kid crossover. And he is still connected with me, and I connect with other ascended masters and deities as well. So that is my experience. One thing I have observed in this awakening journey, and at times it feels, very glorified and all that, but it's very challenging and very difficult. And um, we have experienced that we get disconnected at times with family, friends, and we feel alone. So, what's your experience, Pallavi, about this? You're
You're
on mute.
muted, Pallavi. You have to unmute.
So sorry. Yeah, I totally agree with Akansha that awakening might sound to a lot of people something very, joyful, blissful all the time, or they can see through the perspective to a person who reached to the heaven kind of a thing. But the life when you are living after the awakening is completely different than what you imagine, because during the awakening I have seen a lot of changes. Whatever is coming to my mind right now, I'm just trying to share that. The first is, what I have seen is, I might think a lot of things before, but I might be able to do very few out of that into my life. But after awakening, how much I think I could implement it, that was the biggest change I have seen during my awakening. Because all the time this human mind keep imagining, keep fantasizing, I'll do this, I'll do that. But after awakening, these all, illusionary things started dropping. And the major change I have seen, as you said, is that people also started dropping from my life. Because they have been like my school friends, best friends, so called. The concept of best friend I really removed from my life after awakening. And that I experienced myself, because even when I started my spiritual journey and awakening, my spiritual friend already informed me that don't so much be expecting from your friends you're going to meet them now. So I used to say, no, 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 they are my best friend from childhood, they will understand my experience. I was so confident. And when I went to my hometown and very excited to share that what kind of life I'm living, and I have two very, very best friend that I used to share everything with them. I went to them. They listened to me 2 hours. I was just talking about what is happening, very exciting, very adventurous kind of life I'm living. They listen, and the final comment was that, oh, I think Pallavi, this looks good in outer way, but in reality it is not possible. You might be, fantasized by the concept of meditation. Many people get fascinated by the figure like Patriji. Might be your guru is also sound like Osho or somebody. So be aware of that. It is just a kind of a trend. You might feel good with some time and it will drop. So hearing that comment, I was like, "What the hell? I'm sharing the real experience. It is not something I have seen the movie and I'm trying to explain it." Then I thought, okay, so it might be new for them, so let them digest it. Because I was there for almost a 1 month of vacation, and every day we used to meet, and every day I started feeling their energy is just not vibrating with me. Then after 2 weeks, what I come to a conclusion is that this is something that is going to break forever between me and them. Because it's every day I could get some kind of shocks which I never imagined, in the form of comments and their way of thought process. But I come to the conclusion that yes, I think I am on a different path right now, and it is fine not to vibrate, and it is also fine that I think universe is telling me to be ready, that whoever is not ready to walk with me, whatever the energy I'm gathering or whatever might be the purpose I have, so be ready for it, because this is the law of change. Everything will change, nothing is permanent. So as they are, so then that was a very big thing that I have realized after awakening. And I feel the biggest change is also that the person who are awakened, they understand very quickly, whatever comes in their life, or if they even come with the vibes who are not spiritual also, or might be come across the bad experiences, they understand very quickly. Their power of understanding grows high every day, year by year. So that is the gift of awakening. So what I want to tell to the audience is there are so many signs, or might be everyone's story is different, but understand that you will feel alone in your awakening. You might feel a lot of loneliness, a lot of emptiness within. It will gather you. It might depress you also at some time, but don't take it negative. It is never negative. It is universe language talking to us that this is the gap you need to feel. You are here to understand that gap, that emptiness, and that is where our soul guide us to thrive for. Then only due to that emptiness or loneliness, we start finding, we start searching to fill that gap. So be ready, and I wish every one of you to gather good and bad of it. Bad in the way that understanding that what is there for you behind that bad experience. So as such, there is no bad, everything is good when we learn it. So you become a very good learner after awakening. So what Pradnya says, how
Yeah, I
you
have been listening to. Yeah, I will also share my experience with the same loneliness theme. And there is also somebody, like, there are people asking questions about loneliness on my channel. That somebody saying, I'm already hit the rock bottom, I'm isolated, I'm alone, I'm lost. This journey seems to be going nowhere. So I think all of us have experienced this particular symptom, and I definitely want to share mine. That, as you said, like, you said that you don't have any concept of best friend now. So in my experience, I do have, still I have those people with whom I was a best friend, and I'm in whatever way I'm connected with those people. But the way I used to associate with them, that you are having certain expectation, or you mingle around with them, you're hanging out, they are not my world anymore. So when I connect with them, if whatever time I may be spending with them, it's good. I can drop everything and I can just be with them in that time. But overall, I'm not entangled with them or their presence. And when I was going through this spiritual awakening and I hit this rock bottom, I remember I started disassociating with everybody, even including my real brother, my mother, my relatives, my extended family, because all these people were so much into my expectations, that these are the people who is my family. So I belong to them, they belong to me. And there are certain duties, responsibilities, expectations that they will fulfill for me. They are always there for me. And then there was this one incidence in my life, I realized that no, it's not that they don't care about me, but they are not available. They can't be available to me all the time. And I'm on my own. There is a limit to expecting something from anybody else in your life. My brother stopped talking to me. He's still not talking to me, by the way. Like, it's almost more than 6 years now. So I hit this place where I was on my own. Everybody was completely feeling like a stranger. My husband was upset with me. I was having this guilt feeling of being a mother of a toddler who I'm not able to actually pay 100% justice, because I'm in my own space and my dark night. My relatives are not really into me. So this whole feeling of abandonment, that, oh, I am the abandoned person, nobody cares about me. And this whole feeling of anger, resentment, hatred, all that started coming up. And I used to feel so angry, even if I stand in front of anybody, even if that person is a stranger. I used to feel like I really want to give a tight slap on this person's face, because I'm so angry. Like, I really want to put that anger onto somebody. But that whole process took me to this whole detachment, that, okay, I don't want to expect anything from anybody. Then I landed into the stage of acceptance, that I'm not angry with anybody. I love my relatives, I love my parents, I love my brother, but it's okay. In whatever state they are, I just accept that. And somehow after that, I slowly started gaining this integrity in myself, that the world is where it is. I just need to look into myself, and I need to be integrated in myself. So somewhere I feel that this process is very important for anybody who is awakening. So all those who are really feeling that they have hit the rock bottom and they are feeling alone, somewhere I want to tell them that it is a phase and you are going to come out of it. But it's very important how you are looking at that phase and how you are processing that phase for yourself, because it's doing good to you. Even when you are probably victimizing yourself, that poor me, the universe is playing some cruel joke on you. It's not that. It is just that your wrapping of your ego mind is kind of clashing down, and your true soul is trying to shine out from that whole cover of years of conditioning that you have got, and because of that you are going through this painful process. So it's all about accepting it, that you are going to hit the rock bottom, but important is that you get up from that place and start understanding and accepting that this is happening for your highest good. That's what I would say. What about you, Akansha?
Yeah, I completely agree about the letting go of all the layers and conditioning. It takes years and years. And so my experience is that I have not completely disconnected with my close friends and family. But as you said, Pradnya, I look at them differently now. And I have always been an ambivert. I have been a lot extrovert. I have a big social circle. I'm not in touch with any of them now, but and whenever I needed to disconnect, I would disconnect and go within, because I've been a spiritual teacher also for many years. So even on the spiritual path, people may laugh at you and think that, and especially my friends have been all university toppers and intellectuals, very rational, logical thinking kind of people, and even in the corporate. So I very early I learned to not talk about spirituality to people to whom it is not palatable. But what has happened after the last awakening, the radical one, is I realized that God put me in a situation so many times that I had to be completely in hermit mode. Means there was no other choice but to completely disconnect myself from everybody, even close family members who have been there. So yes, close family members are there whenever you need them, and you are there for them, and they're there because you have certain soul contracts. But at the same time, there will be times in your life when you're left completely alone, and God does that because God wants you to rely only on God at that time. Completely have that faith and surrender. And that is the experience, that after acceptance, go one step beyond and surrender completely. And that has been my experience, because I have had even more challenging situations. So not just disconnecting, but I faced dark entity attacks in the last couple of years, especially when I disconnected with certain groups of people, when I disconnected with certain family members. And you can't even in any case, you can't blame anybody because you need to take responsibility. Your soul has planned everything before you come here. So I don't want to put blame on anybody, because many times these are shadow entities which people don't even realize that they have at an unconscious level so much hatred or shame, guilt, resentment, whatever. And because of their shadows, then you get attacked. So that also happens. And we'll talk a little more in depth about it later. But essentially, that also started happening. And at that time, I had to completely surrender and have that absolute unshakable faith in the divine that, okay, you take care of me now. And that's how the experience has been. So yes, your perspective changes because you start realizing the vibration and energy of other people, and other people stop resonating with you, or they start getting triggered because of your light. And those things start happening as you start awakening more and more and start vibrating at a higher vibration. So yes, these things will happen, but don't get discouraged with these things. This is a journey, and it is a part and parcel. I have not even talked in detail about my twin flame journey because it's more complex. People don't understand it when I say that I'm in separation with my twin flame. So that is again a journey by itself. You are processing a lot, not just for yourself, but for your lineage, for your family, and for the collective. So when you're awakening, when you're raising your vibration, you are not just doing it for your individual self, you are doing it for the collective. And that is another factor. So when you think that, okay, I am getting disconnected, nobody understands me, and all that thing, know that you are planted there for a reason. And you will know the reason when we talk about it. We'll talk about it in depth later. But that's the thing. Also, what happens is when you start getting disconnected with your current, let's say, family, friends, and all that, you start again getting connected with your soul tribe. And that's how actually I met Pradnya and Pallavi in a very beautiful way. And I would say that Mahavatar Babaji connected us. So after I took their interviews, first I took Pallavi's interview on my podcast, and then I took Pradnya's interview on my podcast. And I was guided at that time to get together Pradnya, Pallavi, and create a community along with them, and create something for everybody along with them. And because we have gone through such challenging journeys, and we are here to share our experiences and what we have learned through these journeys, we can together do that. And that's what my guidance was. After I was guided, and this is a very interesting story. Before I took Pradnya's interview, I told Pradnya that and she was here for a short time, and I said, I need to go to Babaji Caves, and that's why I need to take your interview before that, so that I can do editing and all those things, and then release your podcast. And we had not talked about Mahavatar Babaji till then. And she said, oh, I have been doing so much research, and I was going to drop the idea of going alone, but I want to go. And then I told her that Pallavi is conducting this. So Pallavi conducts these trips twice a year, and she takes a group of people along. And she's been doing it for many years. And I said, I'm going with Pallavi. And do you want to go? And she said, yes. And then we kind of coordinated a lot, and then we went to Babaji Caves. After we went there, we actually came up with a retreat. That is what I will talk about now. We conceived that retreat and designed that retreat entirely over there at the foot of the caves. As in, we stayed in Dwarhat near Babaji Caves, and we stayed together over there, and we conceived and designed this retreat. So I'm just going to quickly share that page with all of you. Yeah. And so this is, you see the background here, that is Dwarhat. That is where we stayed. It's beautiful. And if you have not visited Babaji Caves, then all three of us strongly recommend that visit them as soon as possible, because that is going to accelerate your spiritual journey. And so this is the retreat that we are going to have. It is from 30th Jan to 3rd Feb, and it is near Pune in Maharashtra. And this is an immersive experience, and we've designed it with a lot of love for all of you. And you can go through this in detail. We'll share the link of this page. But essentially, what we talked about, like if you're feeling so much alone, and if you are feeling that disconnected, you are having this problem of loneliness, and having self-doubt and all these things, that so what is happening with me, then this is where you can come and you can spend 5 days with us. And this is a very beautiful place called as Hidden Oasis. And all the what we're going to cover during these 4 days, we have given over here. And all the details are over here. So you can see here, it's very beautiful and connected with nature. And again, it's very important to connect with Mother Earth and nature in this entire journey. So we are going to do a lot of that, a lot of profound meditations in this retreat. And we are going to connect with all of you and listen to your journeys. And then we can, share our experiences and guide you from there. So this is the page. Quickly, I would like to share a couple of things. One is, the common question is that can we come with family? So this is not a typical vacation where you go on a family vacation. But if you have children who are above 18 and who are interested in this journey, then you can bring them along. And if you and your spouse are interested in this journey, then you can attend this. Also, this is open for all, not just for women. So this is, you can read about all the frequently, whatever your questions are, you can read about that. And this is about us. So this is the retreat. And if you have any questions, then we can take them now. I'm going to stop sharing.
I also want to add this, that a lot of people who are going through a spiritual awakening are struggling to convey what they are going through to others, like their family members. Like, they understand that their family is somewhere halfway, like their mother understands a bit but doesn't understand everything. So you may be having people around you who you know who are struggling in their life or their awakening, or their belief systems, or they are stuck at certain point in their life. And I think this is something that is designed for everybody. It's not specifically for one type of a spiritual awakening. So this is an excellent opportunity for all those who want to bring that awareness into either their family member or their spouse or their friend, where they feel that if somebody really gets a good guidance or a direction or an outlet where they are able to understand so many things about metaphysical experiences or spiritual awakening, this could be a good opportunity for all those. That's what I have to say.
Yeah, even I would like to add something to the viewers,
Yes.
and especially this is our invitation to all our spiritual friends to have this retreat. Why retreat? Because I think many of people might be seeing us online or conducting many other things, or maybe meeting physically. But this is something that I think retreat mainly stand for when you are very serious about your life and want to dedicate that. For example, we're doing it for 5 days. So 5 days you're focused on you only yourself, away from your daily life. That is what this residential program stands for. If some people think that, oh, being at home also I listen to YouTube or I read books on many other thing, but what it matters or what it helps for our growth is mainly the personal experience. So I would like to say that please follow your soul calling, and those who want to turn their awakening, if they are going through a lot of things and they are unclear about it and they feel that we are right people to help them out, please join us. And because our intention is to make your awakening very joyful, let's drop that idea awakening is painful. We understand it is, but when you get knowledge and guidance, that that pain transform into the joyful energy, and that is what we made for. That is what our real potential is there. So please join us
Yeah.
on this call of a retreat with three enlightened ladies, and give us a chance to really help you with whatever we have learned in our life. Thank you.
And I also want to add that how did we three of us meet? Because we made this effort to, give ourselves a time and follow our spiritual path. And we believe that our physical presence being somewhere at a specific place had some sort of importance. And that's how we met each other in the first place. And we are so delighted. We enjoy talking to each other on everyday basis. And it's such a precious connection that we have found in each other, and we don't feel alone anymore, right? Like if I'm feeling sad or low sometime, I can obviously ping Akansha or Pallavi or anybody else who is a part of my soul tribe, right? So those days where I used to feel alone and rock bottom, that those are gone, because there was a day when I met my soul tribe. I don't feel alone anymore. So this sort of a retreat could be your chance to find your soul tribe. You could meet somebody at the retreat that could become a lifetime connection for you, where you find that soul connection with that person and are able to, find that soul brother or soul sister who will be there in your journey on your spiritual awakening. Yeah, so that's from my side. So is there anything, Akanksha, you have to, I wanted to ask, because there are a lot of questions that are coming on my channel, and I definitely want to tell everybody who is asking questions on my channel that I do love you all and I appreciate all your questions. But in this video, we are not aiming to answer all the questions, and definitely not twin flame related questions. So if you are feeling a bit disheartened that your twin flame related question is not going to be answered, wait for my next live and we will answer those questions. I am saving all these questions which you have asked. But if there is anything else that you want to ask apart from twin flame questions, we are definitely open to take one or two questions over there.
There is one question on my channel.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it is for Pallavi. I am just going to, it is a little long question. Okay. It is mentioned in the book Conversations with Mahavtar Babaji that the distance of star Sirius is 1700 light years away from Earth, but actually the distance of star Sirius is 8.6 light years away. Is it not the same Sirius star visible from Earth?
Let me give you something about it, because we read many books, and as we are always in the physical mind, so we try to imagine always through the physical boundaries. And that's the same case when we try to apply with the energy beings like Mahatar Babaji. So there are a lot of thing, as the similar question, many people come to me asking about the date I released in the book about his birth. Okay, so even about the distance, even about date, which if any channeler is channeling. So what I want to change your perspective is understanding the energy part of it, not understanding the physical part of it. Because when you travel, for example, this is a very actually multidimensional concept if I really go deep inside about a distance or a date. So start dropping this kind of thoughts about distance, going and checking in some other books, this is right or wrong. What you need to understand is the energy and the message of the being you are trying to connect. For example, if we apply the distance from Delhi to Pune, if I go, you can definitely get some figure. But what I am talking in the entire book is all about energies, is not about physicality. So if I go from Delhi to Pune, that distance through my inner journey might be 300 kilometers, might be 3000 kilometers. I never know it. Right? So you have to understand the energy part of it, not the physical part of it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Pradnya, you have any questions on your channel that you want to take up?
I'm seeing filtering along with that. I think when I was talking, I think I addressed things which they were already asking about, hitting the rock bottom and things like that. So somebody is asking, like Amruta is asking, can you please put some light on spiritual awakening and changed food habits or diet? I want any of you to answer it, because I keep answering questions all the time on my channel. So I welcome different people talking about it. So Akansha or Pallavi, any of you want to answer that?
Yeah, I can go first, and then so essentially, there is a saying that you become what you eat. So, so whatever you put inside of your body is very important. And in our Indian scriptures, there are three types of food that is given: sattvic, rasic, and tamasic. So if you eat a lot of non-veg food, it will cause a lot of laziness and a lot of tamas. If you eat a lot of spicy food, then it will give you a lot of restlessness or rajas. But if you eat vegetarian food, then that will be sattvic food. It increases prana, that is the energy in your body. And that is why, as you are progressing on your spiritual path, it is very important to be vegetarian. Rather than any religious reasons, think from this perspective, the cruelty on animals, that is the main thing, that just let go of all the religious reasons. Think from this perspective that non-violence and cruelty for animals, and that is one reason. And second is that for your own body, what you keep inside the body will actually decide how is the quality of your meditation. And meditation is very important on this path. So all three of us actually strongly recommend meditation. So there are multiple practices, spiritual practices that one can take up, but meditation is very important. And the quality of any practice actually gets affected by how you feel, the energy you feel in your body. And that is why it is important to have good food habits, have fresh fruits and vegetables, and vegetarian food, not even eggs. So again, people say, no, no, but I eat only fish. No, no, I eat only eggs. That is not non-veg, but yes, that is non-veg. So, so only fresh fruits and vegetables is, and for protein intake, we recommend pulses and sprouts and all that. So that's my take on it. Pallavi, you want to add anything?
No, I think you answered everything about it.
I have another question for Pallavi. You could answer that. Sumati is asking, so what do I actually do in this spiritual journey?
Actually, do in the sense, I did think it's a very broad question, but
Yeah, it is.
it's very broad. But let me understand what I am understanding out of it. Is that this is a forever journey. It is no end to it. But what I want to give a message to people is that when you feel that, you know, especially living in materialistic life, struggling, going through a lot of pain and a lot of emotions, and especially stuck within yourself that you are not getting way out, or something like the God is not listening to you kind of thoughts, and your questions basically are not answered it, and the spirituality is calling you. Okay, there are a lot of spreading of meditation and a lot of awakening is happening all over the world. And if it is attracting you, that means it is what is your time to become spiritual and enter into the spirituality to really understand what is mean by spiritual. And then everything, it's a journey of lot of cleaning within ourselves, and at the same time it's very very adventurous. Every day you will get the doses of the universe, and you will be filled with lot of love from the universe, that oh, this is what I was waiting for. So for me is always the passionate is about that. uh, I get all answers that whatever is coming in my mind, and that is a kick for my life. Even every day, whatever the question I have, and universe is answering, and that's the food for my soul. So basically, your life becomes than a physical. You become a energetic being when you start, following your spiritual calling, and ignorance start getting away from you, and that is what your soul wants. So any person who is thinking that I really want to walk on the path of truth, but I don't know it, then spiritual path is for you. And we all have our own truth to live through the self experience. So learn to accept, learn to enjoy, learn to even cry with whatever you have, learn to express. So there everything become very joyful, and you become like an observer and also a judge, and also the audience, and you become everyone playing a role within yourself to really be proud of your life, that what kind of life you are living, accepting your own spirituality. So please accept it, and it will flow.
Thank you. So there is this question that is an extension of the first question, which probably I can put on some light. Somebody's asking, eating plants also is being violent as plants are also having emotions. Okay. So yes, we do understand that, and probably we could have a completely different discussion altogether when it comes to eating habits and eating veg and being a vegan and how that is connected to what all things in your life. We would definitely have that connection or that discussion someday. This is definitely, I don't want to make that as a big discussion here. But one point I definitely want to say is, apart from being violent and not killing animals, there is a very huge connection between what you eat in terms of your ascension. If you are, rising your frequency to the higher state of consciousness, and you're, getting rid of your dense energy from your chakra system, it is highly interrelated to what you eat. So look at the whole concept from the understanding of vibration. Every food has some vibration related to it. So ice cream is like a zero vibration food. So if you eat ice cream or you don't eat ice cream, it doesn't really matter. Every vegetable, every thing that you're eating is associated with a certain frequency and a certain vibration. So if you look at meat, that is a non-vegetarian food, it is a very densely vibrating food. So put all your belief systems, religious reasons, or even violence and non-violence aside. Only look at it from the spiritual, energetic, and vibrational perspective. If you are in the process of ascending, and if you are kind of really fighting, your body is, and your energy body is fighting inch by inch, or whatever you want to call, like notch by notch, to rise your vibration. So if you keep eating something that is low vibrational food, you just get some steps ahead and you again come back to your density. You again get some steps ahead, you again come back to your density. It doesn't help you in any way. So if you keep all your judgments aside and only look at it from the vibration and density perspective, you will understand why it is necessary for you to change your food habits and stick to the high vibrational foods, which assist you in your ascension process rather than pulling you down. So that's what would be my answer to that question. Is there anything that we need to conduct, or is this a time for us to close? What is it, Akansha and Pallavi?
I think let also our audience process many things so that they can also feel that we should come again.
Yeah, absolutely. I
We'll
mean, I
answer more
definitely
questions.
want people to give me this feedback that do they like this conversation, and would they love to see both of you again on some different topic where we have more chit chat and informal.
We would
Today
love
was
to.
just an introduction, like so people are also seeing you for the first time, but maybe um, it evolves into something nice.
Yeah, and we'll answer more questions during next time. We will collect again and we'll answer
Yeah.
more questions during the
And
next
this,
time.
I like this whole thing because, every answer can have three perspectives, even though it, I mean, it's not that we are having conflict with each other. We could be in line, but there will be different perspectives to one question, and that kind of makes it even more
I'll call it the
nice.
angles. I'll call it as angles of truth.
Yeah, angles of truth, right? Absolutely. So
Yeah, different dimensions. Truth is not linear, it's multidimensional.
yeah, exactly. So I want to close this video today. I hope that everybody has enjoyed this video and enjoyed knowing more. Two different. I mean, even if it is on Akansha's channel, I think people are seeing me and Pallavi for the second time, maybe because they already watched us in our interviews. And on my channel, I think it's for the first time, and I'm happy because sometimes I feel so tired showing my own face, again and again. I mean, there is nobody apart from my Empower Hour sessions. Like, I'm the one who is talking. So it's very nice to have, on this live stream and talking. And more than that, I am absolutely excited to do something that is non-twin flame related, but about spiritual awakening. And it's such a pleasure collaborating with both of you. I know that it is absolutely guided. And I want everybody who is listening to us right now to visit the page that we have shared in the description of this video and go through that and look into your heart and see if it really feels like a soul calling to you. See if somebody else around you is, suitable or looking for something like that, because that is also your collective responsibility to direct people in the right direction around you. So look forward to that as well, and reach us out if you have any questions about this whole event, and I'm sure that it is going to bring an amazing shift in your spiritual journey. Yes, Akansha,
I just want to add something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to add something to what Pallavi said, that the journey doesn't have to be painful. We want to make it joyful. And what Pradnya said, I want to add to that as well, that if you are called, so the universe will keep calling you and you till you hear, actually. And if you don't hear, then next time you'll get a slap. So rather than waiting for the slap, you actually look for joyous awakening and have this journey with ease and grace. And it is possible. And that is why we are here together to facilitate this for you. We've been called to do this for you, and we would love to see you in the retreat. Yeah.
Absolutely. So this is all for today. See you sometime in our other videos, and looking for all those people who want to come here. I'm open to answer your queries. All three of us are open to answer your queries. So look into the video description. That's all for today. See you. Bye.
Lots of
Tata.
love.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Bye.
Bye.